Let's do a full breakdown of how you can actually make 6 figures as a part-time real estate agent. I'll explain exactly what I mean, but first let me make a couple of points. The more that I learn about business, the more that I realize just how simple it really is. Now, as we've talked about a lot before, just because something is simple does not make it easy. I'm not saying that this business is easy whatsoever, but it really is simple. There are proven processes of how to be successful in this business and any other business all over the place. And I've actually noticed that oftentimes, myself included, that people don't really realize what these proven processes are until they hit you in the face. And in this video, I'm frankly hoping that the idea or the concept that I'm gonna talk about as far as how to make 6 figures as a part-time agent really hits you in the face so that you can implement this into your business, whether you're part-time or whether you're full-time in the business. And I'm gonna go through all of these numbers based on real life data based on our company here, Onyx Homes. Now, as a bonus, this is gonna be based on the average. Now, if you wanna be above average, I have a free training for you in our free community, start to finish in real estate. So make sure you are in that training. This is on our entire sales framework that our team uses to increase our conversion rate across all lead sources. It's a sales framework that I use. We talk about a lot. So if you want that, make sure you jump into that community to download that sales framework. All right, so let me give you a little bit of context here. So at our company, Onyx Homes, we track everything. There's a quote that I absolutely love that says, "What you track grows," and it could not be more true. We track absolutely everything in our company, from calls, texts, emails, conversations, consultations, deals, you name it, we track it. Now, the reason this is important is just as much for this video being able to share real life information. It is just as important for each individual agent on our team to be able to have the information they need to be able to put a real life plan in place to make the kind of life and career that they want to have. Now let's dive into the exact numbers. I've got my notes here of what it has taken to sell homes this year. So far, our team, Onyx Homes, I'm filming this in the middle of April, we have sold 76 homes so far this year. And to do that, our agents have set 2,396 appointments, so just a hair under 2,400 appointments. They have had 3,856 conversations, and there was 30,140 phone calls that were made to have those conversations. Now, that sounds like a ton, right? Well, it's really not. Let's break this down even further. Now, as a pro tip, this is exactly how we do our business planning for the agents who are serious about making a commitment to what they're willing to do. This is how you get there. This is how you make a business plan and follow it, as opposed to throwing something at the wall or putting it in your drawer and never looking at it again. This is exactly how we do business planning to make the commitments on a weekly, daily, monthly basis to hit your goals. Now, I'm gonna take absolute worst case scenarios when making this plan for $100,000. When I say worst case scenario, I mean I'm taking below our average price point, I'm taking below our average commission amount, and I'm taking below average splits, meaning that every deal would have to be a referral fee below our average price point and below the average commission we get. So this is a worst case scenario example. So for an agent in this scenario to make $100,000 of income, not GCI, income on our team, they would have to sell 18 homes. Now again, this is all based on worst case scenario, but let's stick with an agent needs to sell 18 homes to make $100,000 of actual take home income. And because we track everything, we know that to sell 18 homes a year means you need to sell 1.5 a month. That math is pretty easy. It means you need to set 45 appointments on average on our team to sell 1.5 deals a month. Now, for reference as well too, when we talk about setting appointments, the way that our team tracks it, not saying this is right, not saying it's wrong, the way we track appointments is if I show you as a buyer 5 properties, that is 5 appointments. I like to track how many property tours we need to go on just as much as how many listing appointments we have to go on to get a deal. So total appointments set. Buyers consultations, buyer showings, again, 5 properties is 5 appointments, listing presentation, listing consultation, all of those different things being appointments. So 45 appointments would put you on track on average to sell 1.5 deals per month, which puts you on track to sell 18 houses. Now let's go even further. To get to those 45 appointments, you would need to have 72 phone conversations. Now we have our CRM, we use Follow Up Boss, in my opinion, it's by far the best, but it tracks conversations based on phone calls. So any phone call lasting more than 2 minutes is a conversation, because I know a lot of different people track different things. Our CRM does everything for us. So 72 phone calls lasting more than 2 minutes is going to lead to 45 appointments. is going to lead to 1.5 deals a month, is gonna lead to that $100,000 you wanna make. Now, while you can't really control conversations and people answering the phone and actually having a conversation with you, you can control phone calls. So on average, for an agent to sell a deal and a half a month, 18 a year, make 100,000, they need to make 565 phone calls on average every single month in order to hit that goal. Now, does that sound overwhelming? Now, if it does, that's okay. Let's break this down even further. Let's set the example as you are an agent that has 20 working days a month. That would mean you are a real estate agent that takes 2 days off a week. I don't know a whole ton of agents that actually take only 2 days off a week, but let's just say that's the case. You work 20 out of 30 days of the entire month, so you take 2 days off every single week. Here is the reality. To make those 565 phone calls in a month on 20 working days, you would need to make 30 phone calls per day. Now, I know, because we track everything, 30 phone calls is gonna take you somewhere between 2 and 3 hours maximum. I know for me, I am very good on the phone. So if I make 30 phone calls, I'm only gonna be able to make 10 per hour because I'm gonna be having a lot of conversations. So maximum 3 hours a day on the phone, making phone calls, and then 45 appointments a month, which is what we're really trying to get to those 2 deals or 1.5 deals, is gonna take 2 to 3 appointments per working day, which means you're gonna need to be 1 to 3 hours a day of appointments, maybe 4 hours a day. So at the end of the day, with somewhere between 3 and 6 hours of income producing activities per day, 20 days out of 30, so 5 days a week, you should be making 6 figures. So that is where, with 15 to 30 hours of income producing activities in your calendar, you should be on pace to make 6 figures. Now, as a reminder, this is based on not only the worst case scenario for price, commission, all of those different things, it is also based on the average. So if you feel like you're above average as a salesperson, you might be able to say, hey, I only need to go on 30 appointments to sell 1.5 houses, or maybe you have a higher price point or whatever. But this is a really good baseline based on the real average numbers from our team, how to make 6 figures. So if you don't know your numbers, this is a great baseline to start off of. 45 appointments equals 1.5 deals, and to get there, you need to make 565 phone calls. Now, who are you calling? That is totally up to your pipeline, your database. We have a huge database of company provided leads for our agents. So making over 500, 600, or even more phone calls per month is really no problem for agents who are willing to put in the work. Everybody's got a different situation. I can only talk about what our team has. So I know a lot of us aren't part-time real estate agents. So the question is, if you can make 100,000, and let's say that's your goal, and you're working somewhere between 15 and 30 hours a week, what do you do with the rest of your week? Well, the reality is you could say, well, I want to increase my goals, I want to make more money, and you can increase those income producing activities. Or there's 2 things that can happen, is you can increase your conversion, meaning you can sell more houses with the same activities, or you can increase your lead flow, meaning you have more leads to convert at the same rate, which means you're probably gonna be working more because you have more lead flow. And if you want massive bonus points, you can do both. You can do everything to increase your conversion rate and increase your lead flow, which is what I always opt for. And that's what's so amazing about this business, is whether you wanna make 50, 60,000 or 500 or 600,000, there is a game plan to do that. And at the end of the day, this is what I meant in the beginning of the video, is that business is really, really simple. That doesn't make it easy. So it's not saying it's easy to go have all those conversations, go on those appointments and convert at a really high level. But again, these are all based on worst case scenarios and averages. So with that 15 to 30 hours a week of income producing activities, you can do whatever you want for the rest of the week. Now, on another note, I could talk about business and lead sources and conversion all day long. And that is something that I am absolutely committed to doing inside of our free community that we've launched, and it is called Start to Finish in Real Estate. Now, the goal here is simple, is I'm gonna share everything that I learned from all of the different resources that I have. So we're gonna share the marketing wins that work for both our agents and for our teams. We're gonna share the sales trainings, the frameworks, the scripting, and our proven processes all inside of this course. The same exact trainings that our agents have access to is gonna be inside of this community for absolutely free. You're gonna have access to other industry experts as well, on top of the takeaways from the more than 6 figures that I personally spend every single year to make sure that I am on top of my game in this business. Also, once we get the group built up, and there's a lot of engagement in this group, I'm gonna start doing group Q&As and group coaching calls as well too. So this is a really good way to get your questions answered. If I was you, I would join that community and I would be super selfish, asking all the questions, commenting on everything, getting a ton of engagement so that you can learn as much as possible. And again, it's all totally free. Now, in the spirit of transparency, there's two major reasons why I've decided to go all in on building out this community. Number one, first and foremost, is that I have learned so much from the people who are 10 steps ahead of me, and this is my way of giving back. And also on top of that, this is gonna be a lot of the same training I'm already making for our team is gonna be inside of this community. So yes, there's a lot of added work to make sure that everything's polished and the way that we like to present ourselves. But at the end of the day, this is all the stuff that we do every single day. We're just putting it out to an open community for those who are not a part of our team here at Onyx Homes. Now, the second thing is I know that this is gonna attract more of the right fit type agents for our team here at Onyx Homes. And if that is a byproduct of giving back to the community for no cost, I think that is a huge win-win-win opportunity. So if you want to join the community, the link is going to be down below. It is called Start to Finish in Real Estate, and it is on the platform called School. So make sure you drop your most important questions you want answered in that community, and I will personally answer them myself. All right, my name is Christian. I hope you enjoy the video. Share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.